Alright guys, and of course girls, about 3% of my audience. Since Battlefield 5 reached its endpoint for development, Battlefield 1 has seemingly been picking up steam again. Always lobbies to play, lots of interest returning whether it be on creators' videos or streams, and I've indeed been streaming it, which has been insane amounts of fun. This game is still awesome, and so I've been having people in the streams ask me a few times to use my worst guns, and I've been like, lol, no, but it did get me thinking about what my worst guns are, and after much consideration, I've made my list. So today, that's what you'll be seeing. Lots of you will disagree with my choices, and that's cool and to be expected. So also leave your list in the comments below, that's just as important. I actually did really solidly in every game using these guns, went totally slaying a few times as you will see, which only cemented my belief that Battlefield 1 doesn't have bad guns, it has awesome guns that need to be used properly, despite what some people might say. And I'd be thrilled to make that video as well if people want to see it. Let me know in the comments below and let's do this. This video is brought to you by the Board of Awesome from the epic people that support the channel on Patreon, as well as our YouTube members who are enjoying the new exclusive channel perks. And the current goal for the channel is to hit 60k subscribers, sitting at 59k right now, and with around 80% of my viewership coming from non-subscribers. If you're new here or don't want to miss out on content, hitting the subscribe button would be fantastic, thank you so much. Assault class first up, and the clear choice for me and how I play is the Shotgun Inertial Slug. Now I know already some people are freaking out because, oh my god, I used that gun and it's epic or whatever. Look, it's an opinion, but also stats don't lie. Like if you manage to beat your mum up with a wet flannel, congratulations, but that doesn't suddenly make it a great weapon of choice. Now I did some cool stuff with this gun. I even have a really old video of me talking about enjoying it and blah blah blah, but it's not an optimal choice. This is a slug shotgun with no one shot to the body range, none. It's always at least a 2-tap to the body, whereas you have other slug shotguns and indeed buckshot shotguns that will wreck people up close in one shot, not to mention SMGs that can easily punish you up close if you don't land those shots super quickly. The way to get a one-shot kill is with a headshot, but there are limits to that as well. You can go up to like longish close range, maybe mid-range, but then the damage drops off, so you need 2 shots to the head. So while it can do some solid work, pretty much every other gun in the class is easier to use, more versatile, and essentially is a more optimal selection than the Shotgun Slug. It's the middle ground selection between the Model 10A Slug and the Model 1900 Slug, but it's an awkward middle ground. Not enough range to make it stand out, not enough rounds, not enough damage. It just doesn't have a potent enough strength, requiring precision to make it shine at all, plus fast reactions. If you're even a little bit off, you'll be punished by almost all automatic weapons. Long range is also therefore off the table, so just why use it for a lot of people? You need 2 shots to the body out to 50 meters, then 3 after that. There are no easy kills with this gun. It's maybe a lot more viable with mouse and keyboard to hit headshots, but it's still suboptimal there. A few more rounds might have helped it out as it only has 5 to use per reload. I'd honestly rather use even the notoriously hated 12G automatic backboard. Regardless, I still had fun with it because nearly all the guns in the game can be used at least effectively, and my setup was the beam reticle and 2.5 times magnification. That's what worked best for me. I did however find it to be a total cavalry slayer due to the fairly high burst damage you can sustain while maintaining a bit of range. Let me know what your assault choice is in the comments below. On to the medic class, and I've selected the Selbstlader 1906 Factory, which is still a great gun because there are absolutely no bad medic weapons in BF1. They can all absolutely destroy. I simply chose the one that I find to be the worst in practice due to its low ammo count and the annoying animation that can be distracting when you fire and then actually blocks your view temporarily after your final shot before reloading. I always forget what that animation's called, so I just name it the flippy thing. I'm sure someone can tell me in the comments. This gun is a total slayer, a 1v1 winner, potent at pretty much any range, a consistent 3-shot kill, but at the same time very limiting due to the issues I've listed. And I personally have it as my worst choice because I think the sniper variant is better, courtesy of the scope allowing for more precise range play and not being hampered by the flippy thing. And then there's that I would always instead choose to use the General Lu for a very similar playstyle. The Factory General Lu, which is the same variant as the Selb 1906 we're looking at, also has a 3-shot kill, 1 more bullets utilized per reload, no off-putting flippy thing, and has an alternate fire mode with a 1-shot sweet spot. So although the General Lu falls behind the Selb 1906 in quite a few stats, especially where recoil is concerned, I'd still comfortably take it over the Selb. It still feels pretty stable and is just a whole lot more versatile and user-friendly in other ways. And so despite how undeniably good the Selbstlader 1906 Factory can be, and despite it probably being the top medic gun for some of you out there, it's my worst medic rifle in the game. Give me your feedback below. Onwards, and let's pick up the pace. case, this is supposed to be a fun video, not an in-depth look. For support, I've selected the M1909 Benny Mercy Optical, or what I'm going to call the meh why bother LMG. Because sure, it's okay, it's kind of mobile, it does the basics alright, I did well with it and generally do well with it, but really, it has no actual solid strength, no actual reason for selection over other options. And sure, some of you may love it, that's cool, but on this one, I can tell you that the stats are against you. It's not got that many rounds, 30 per reload, it's not that stable, it's not that accurate, it's not that powerful, it has no bipod, it's kind of as if it was supposed to be the jack of all trades, master of none weapon, and it's certainly a master of none, but it's pretty mediocre, so for me, not really deserving of being a jack of all trades. If you want range, the telescopic has a telescopic sight, obviously, and a bipod, and the Storm has more control than the optical. So I need to ask, are you really benefiting from that optical sight all that much, especially when it still kicks around a bit? It does have some strengths, which I've not listed because again, I'm not going super in depth, but they're just not strong enough. Now I will say that I could probably have picked the Piper or Peeper or whatever M1893 as the actual worst support gun, but it's so irrelevant and terrible that I forgot it existed until literally right now saying it. So yeah, that gun blows, it's awful, but whatever, let's just say they both suck. Either way, let me know what your choice is below. And so we come to the Scout class, and I could have gone for the M1917 Enfield Infantry because none of the available sights allow my eyes, my terrible eyes, to see what I'm aiming at, but instead I went for the Carcano or Corsano M91 Patrol Carbine because on console it's basically pointless when compared with other options, and one of those being the other variant of this weapon with the infantry sight. And I say that even though I thoroughly demolished some people with it for this video. It was so much fun, but in reality, I could have done everything I did, but more easily plus more effectively with so many other scout choices. Yes, it fires quickly, but you can't chamber another round well scoped in. It has no one-shot sweet spot to the body range. It's just a fun gun that's undoubtedly suboptimal. For it to really shine, you need to be picking off headshot after headshot rapidly, otherwise why not just use another gun, and then probably using no scopes and all sorts of close range business. Now while that's a bit more possible with a mouse and keyboard, for a good 99% of players, and on console likely 99.9% of players, you're simply going to be better off with another scout weapon that has a sweet spot or allows you to chamber another round while staying scoped in. But I did genuinely have a really good time using it, and so let me know what your worst scout gun in BF1 is in the comments below, and that's my list. I look forward to hearing all of yours. Look out for my streams, I do them regularly, and the turnout has been super impressive so far. We have BF5, BF1 and other stuff mixed in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe to make me happy. All the links to my social media including Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and all of that can be found in the description and my pinned comment, along with the link to my merch where we now have the fresh Bro Bean range, as well as the also new Hydrate range, along with the classic stuff that we've always offered. And with all of that said, I'm GetGoodGuy and I'll see you next time, laters. But I have seen it argued that some other older Battlefields from way back are some people's idea of what Battlefield actually is. Battlefield without all the alterations that came from later ones and such like. I'm open to all of these opinions, but for me, as I said earlier, BF1. I can only talk about my opinion really, and my opinion is that BF1 is great.